There's a tiny loophole in the inequality solving world that I didn't tell you about on the first video, and it's this statement right here. When you multiply or divide by a negative, you flip the inequality sign. This is very important to know because you can get busted on a detail on this one, so let's look at a couple examples. We'll start with the example on the left, and the very first move would be to move the 3 to the other side. And now to get x by itself, we have to multiply by -4 on both sides. And when I do this, I'm now multiplying by a negative. I'm multiplying both sides by a -4. And anytime you multiply or divide by a negative, you must flip the inequality sign. And so what I've done is I've taken the inequality sign from that step and flipped it in the other direction. And now I've solved the problem. It's that simple. Just follow that rule and you won't get messed up. I'm going to solve the next one now. I've gone through the steps. I've done some distribution, combining like terms, did some addition to get the -15 to the other side. Now to get the x by itself, I have to divide by -6. So I divide by -6 on both sides. And what happened here is I just multiplied or divided, in this case divided, by a negative, so I have to flip the inequality sign. And there's my final answer. A final word of warning, remember that you can only flip the inequality if you multiply or divide by a negative. So here's an example where students might accidentally make a mistake. I move the 14 to the other side. And now, to get x by itself, I have to divide each side by 4. Well, I'm multiplying or dividing by a positive number, so the inequality sign does not flip. It stays the same. Just because that was a -12 over there doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is if you multiply or divide by a negative. And in this case, we divided by a positive.